1,000 tracker score. Is it really possible? And what does it take to actually get it? So I know the start of this episode or chapter, whatever you want to call it, people have not been so happy about their placements, myself included. We've been getting placed way below our previous rank and it's been garbage. The second thing I want to mention is last act was one of my worst acts ever. I had a 34% win rate. That is bottom 5%. I quite literally queued and trolled every single bit of my lobbies and somehow ended up Ascendant 2. And I want to preface this with this game was about 2 weeks ago. Okay, January 7th. And somehow, some way, this in just 2 weeks went from 451 tracker score up to 938 and 66% win rate, 20 wins, 10 losses. That is a 2-to-1 ratio. So in today's video, I wanted to cover what changed in this amount of time, what things were different, was it just the new act, and how can you apply this to your games to get similar results, especially if you're not happy with your game performance right now. As a coach, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about, so enjoy. So the very first thing that led to this performance was just how I thought about the game before I even touched it. Right, it was the start of a new act. I saw Teo, he looked kind of cool, he looked a little different than most agents, which is a good sign. They were changing up the chapter, so I was kind of excited to play. I was kind of interested. Things seemed a little different. You know, they've been experimenting a lot with the stuff. So I was like, okay, this seems kind of cool. And I wanted to approach the game in a way I didn't usually. I just wanted to approach the game just to practice and not really have fun, but just to goof off. You know, I want to play really well, but I don't want to take the game dead serious like some of my teammates do. I don't want to be a super tryhard. So I just want to play the game to have a little bit of fun. And to me, to enjoy this game, you can't just like play the game and expect to enjoy it. You have to try to enjoy it, right? I can't lie, there's been so many times where I'm like, I'm never playing Valorant again. Or just, this game sucks. Like this chamber opping me here. This just sucks. I hate experiencing this. That's how I used to think about the game. And that's when I realized that like thinking like that led to me not enjoying the game. Thinking about, oh, this op's so broken. Oh, this agent's so broken. Oh, my teammates don't trade me. Oh, why is no one doing this? Why is no one doing that? It makes me sound helpless. It also makes the game less enjoyable. Because I can't have fun if everything just feels awful and miserable and no one's helping me. So my big approach to this was I have zero expectations. Zero expectations, zero pressures. That is today's motto. So when my teammates say something, there's zero expectations for me to reply. There's zero expectations for me to follow them. There's no pressure on myself to perform at the highest level. If you remember what I said at the beginning, I didn't even know I was playing as good as these stats look, but it just happened naturally because I wasn't worried about performance. I was just trying to kill people. I was just trying to make the best out of these rounds, and it shows. So here I get lit up to low HP. And instead of just psycho pushing, I know that I'm low HP. I don't want to risk my life. I still have some abilities here. My teammate's probably a little pissed that they got killed there, but because I played back, I didn't just get one tapped by the Reyna, and I was lucky enough to secure a trade after. And that's kind of like the small decisions where you realize like, this feels good. Like to me, this feels good when I play the game and I make these decisions. Even if my teammate's a little pissed, like that was the best decision to me. So that's trusting your instincts. So that's the first thing I really did. I'm realizing I just stopped caring about a lot of different parts of the game and just played who I wanted to play. I don't have that much experience playing Jet. I've taught a lot of Jet players. I'm not gonna lie, I barely know how to play this agent. But I do understand that you just dash in sometimes and you go a little crazy sometimes and it can work out for the best. And I like these agents that kind of push your limits for what you're able to do, the expectations people have, where you can still psycho in and get away with it. By the way, this was a nasty clutch by Michael. Hold up. Everyone watch this real quick. Look at this. Bop, bop, bop. Oh, 4 seconds on the clock. 4 seconds on the clock. Boom. Some crazy stuff. So some of these games were fun. Some of these games were not fun. But to be honest, they were all fun. It was the way I started thinking about the game that made them more fun. This is the second most important thing that came from realizing there's no expectations on me and there's no pressure on me. It was just, okay, now how do I have fun with this? You know, this boom bot, this nade, where can I play to make this effective? What am I waiting for? Okay, they're coming up here. I have my satchel to fall back. I get one and I satchel out and I get away with the nice first blood. They're coming drop. Maybe I can nade that to delay. No, I decide not to. They didn't open door. Let me go door. So now I'm in this flow state where I know the different variables that are happening. And I'm focused on that, right? None of this is like, oh, my teammate died drop. That was like, I'm gonna nade the plant, I'm gonna try to go here. Oh shit, this guy's here. Let me jump back and chuck a boom bot. Hope he doesn't kill me because that was a good flash. And he ended up not. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait for my Reyna here. So there's a very nice flow where you look at different factors that you have in the round and you realize what you can do with it. If I just fought that breach there, it's GG. If I just fought that breach there and decide like that's the best play, nothing good would have happened. It's kind of the same thing of like all these, like I'm decayed, I can't really go out here, I just have to wait for a sec. Okay, the K's gone, I'm gonna try to jump out of the smoke and do something crazy. And that's kind of what you have. I think I threw this round because I timed it. So that was kind of embarrassing, but no expectations, no pressure, right guys? So we lost that round, but still good play. On to the next. I think this is really important. Maintaining this flow is the most important thing. So we've dropped expectations, we've dropped pressure, and now we're in the flow state, and now it's about maintaining the flow state. So it's about maintaining this level of thought of, I'm just going to keep rolling with all the punches. I'm going to keep doing what I think is best. And I'm not going to stress myself too much about everything else going on, right? I want to stay in this mindset. And protecting that mindset is really important. You know, if you have to mute someone, do it. If you have to turn on some music, do it. But it's really about staying in your head, seeing on the factors of what's going on, what can I do differently, what can I try here. So for me on this map, like I have this at playbook. I play like A main, they come out B, I throw this nade and I can satchel up, and this just gives me a nasty off angle. And I'll cover this a lot more when I do the fracture guide, the fracture agent guide for every role on the map, because I know you guys are kind of looking forward to that. But a lot of this stuff just comes from that. I find these really nice plays that just work and I just run them back again and again. But the issue with that people don't realize, when you have really good plays like this, but your mindset gets triggered by a teammate, by your performance, by like your aim feels off that day, all this like yada yada gypsy BS, call it what it is, it really just ruins your game. It ruins your chances of winning the game. Like my aim isn't that great. All right, my aim isn't that great. I know my main benefit is from these scenarios right here, these clutch situations. I know how to play very, very well. So when those situations come, I know exactly how to play. When my aim isn't feeling good, I know exactly how to play. So my question for like all those people out there, because I see you in the comments, I see you in my Discord, I see you in coaching sessions on Ko-Fi, like what are you actually practicing when you play your game? What are you hoping to improve on? What is your focus for that game? Are you actually thinking about, okay, KO's knifing sight, there's nothing sight, I can boom bot left side. Okay, careful, Sands could be close here. Okay, Sands isn't clear. One Sands, two more Sands, the ulted Sands. You calm that to your team and then you let the round play out. And I didn't really realize this, and I know there's some like variables here where people are going to say like, oh, but my KO doesn't knife sight. My guy doesn't do that. Okay, if my KO is not knifing sight, let me go back 20 seconds and just tell you, if my KO is not knifing sight here, what am I going to do? Can't I just boom bot right side? Can't I just satchel out with a nade and ult somebody? Like, it's all about adapting and thinking about what you can do over any situation. This is why looking at these variables are so important. I also see some players who don't look at these variables and they just autopilot like the ult and the boom bot and the satchel. I see my KO as knife here, I can do this. So looking for these little instances, people don't understand these little instances of intel make up the entirety of strong decision making. If you want to be a better decision making, you have to look at what your teammates are doing and learn how to complement it. You have to look at what's open and how to complement it. For example, my Reyna went dish. Okay, we smoked off dish here. JK, the clove smoked it off. I don't know why. Maybe there's no one playing dish this round, but we have to be careful of dish when we go upside. We have to be aware that dish is open, not really be careful of it. You have to be aware it's open. So when we kill all these players, and let's say our Reyna didn't come dish late round, we're still looking dish. So it's really important to consider the small stuff. It really is. No one went door here, there's a good chance there's Sands. You can even see when I go out here, everything that gets exposed is clear. There's some stuff that isn't clear. There's that behind that box on the right, there's this close corner. And so it's up to me to clear. We didn't kill anyone on our site here besides this one A player, so there's probably another A player, right? Where are they? Are they on site? Are they playing retake? We have to be careful. So a lot of these factors are super important to consider just as the round goes on. Just what can you do? And to me, that's a lot of what it takes to hit high tracker scores, to get consistency. It's not about what you do in your games, why you do it. It's about how it makes you feel when you do it. It's about, does it feel right to you to make this play every time? I feel comfortable satcheling out of this every time with my Primo. I feel comfortable clearing sands. I feel comfortable under heaven here. I love this spot. Again, I'll talk about these spots. And I talked about in the fracture angle guide, but I'll talk about it more. That clove, like the AFK there. I'm comfortable throwing that nade. I'm comfortable regrouping my team. I'm comfortable this guy's CT somewhere, and I can satchel peek and try to find them. So you see, there's all these little things that like you bounce around to get an advantage, to get yourself in better situations. And one of the ways to achieve that, if you don't feel like you can make these plays right now, is take that risk. Find out the hard way. Go under heaven here and see how it feels to you. What do you have to be careful of? How can you best play this spot? Does this feel right to you? If it doesn't, you know, you don't have to play her. You can be my chamber back on site holding CT and doing nothing. I can't be that player. I see these gaps, I see these positions open up, and I have to go to. And a lot of these spots that I find, a lot of these really nice positions I find, is either because someone else played them and stomped me, and I was like, damn, I should play that spot next time, or I did it myself by pushing my limits. If you don't have any sort of playbook like this, if you have no idea what to do, and you're like, how do I even flow state? I don't even have an agent. I would start there. What's the next step I can take to my game today, and how can I have the most fun doing it? Okay. For some people, that can be going into customs and like creating a new lineup or looking at different angles. For others, it could just be messing around with a bunch of different agents. But start experimenting. Don't take this game so seriously. Seriously, it's a science experiment. You know, you're not expecting, no expectations, no pressure, anything special. You're just trying to learn. And for the people who are out there who are like, but my teammate's gonna say this or my teammate's gonna do this, and I'm gonna feel this pressure from myself, like I want to perform. If I don't perform, I don't really know like if I'm even like good enough to get this rank. Like I was born a plat player, I will always be a plat player. I want to make it clear that a lot of that comes from internal factors. And someone like me, a coach, I would never in a million years judge you for trying. A professional player, I would hope, would never trust you in a million years for trying. Anyone who is worth the damn wouldn't judge you in a million years just for trying. By the way, I want to flex this scoreboard real quick and then do a little self-promo thanks to my past self who typed in the chat right here after someone asked exclamation mark sense raise, and then someone called me a loser. I said, looks like I'm winning to me, all thanks to Slayerkey's guide. Rule number 1, win. So if you guys want to learn some more cool rules like this, check out Slayerkey's guide on Ko-Fi. You know, I may be the best coach out there, but I also got the best resources out there. We got the 30-day bootcamp. By the way, there's only one slot left to get the discounted price. There's also mastery courses for every agent. That's right, every gosh darn agent. There's a free resource workie if you're a freeloader and you just want something. It's got all this stuff in it, so there's really no reason not to check it out. Like seriously, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Ko-Fi.com/Slayer. Link is right heck in there. Go check it out. But yeah, I want to do a little recap. So your first step is to drop expectations. No expectations, no pressure. Your second is to fall into the flow state. Once you drop expectations and pressure, it should be easy. And your third is maintaining that flow state. So not letting these other little factors that happen during a game, like, oh, my 3 teammates died on site. Oh, everyone's dead. In my head, what triggers here is it's time to clutch up, baby. Let's watch this while I outro the video. So we maintain that flow state, and now we can reach 1,000 tracker scores. Now we can have the stats to flex on our friends. Even though I wouldn't really say that's what you want, or at least what I want from you guys, I want you to focus and just have fun with your game and not worry about all these stats, because hey, they didn't make a world of difference here. They're not going to make a world of difference for a lot of players. Looking at those stats is usually just more harmful than helpful. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, boys, it has been your friendly neighborhood coach, Slayerkey here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If not, that's too dang bad. You watched the whole thing to the end. I will let you enjoy my heavy breathing in the clutch while I say goodbye. Bye.
30 seconds left.
Winners win.